As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner, YouGov, offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Interesting sort of story that goes next to this one. And the headline is Netflix cozying up to Apple by letting it have a share of gaming revenue pie. And so Apple sort of Netflix taking the opposite stance with Apple, which I think interesting, right? Where they're perfectly happy to let users sign up for their games and their subscriptions inside of Apple's like in-app purchase system. So Apple is still taking a 30% cut from Netflix. Any thoughts, guys, on why Apple is sort of doing exactly the opposite here? Like, why cozy up? Why not join, Tim Sweeney's rebellion? Any thoughts on this? Lindsay, start with you maybe, because I know you had.
Well, to be fair to Netflix, obviously they're super new to the gaming space. So I think that, immediately pissing off one of the largest distributors is probably not the way to go when you're just entering a space.
Sure.
So that strikes me as, yeah, of course they're letting them take a 30% cut. Like Netflix just wants to get games out on to people's phones and have them try them. They're not going to alienate a large distributor. The second thing is, if Tim Sweeney really does want a one-stop shop, then two of the largest US tech companies uniting to provide better gaming services should be something that he's in support of. And we're talking about an entertainment company and what's largely a, hardware and distributor uniting. And I don't know if they're necessarily like doing anything for each other quite yet, but if they truly were to partner on something, then that would be exactly what he's saying. So either way, I don't, in comparison to Epic, this just doesn't stand a chance, but it is exactly what he's saying that he wants. So
it's an interesting
Could you just explain
loophole.
briefly what's going on here?
Yeah.
I kind of missed.
Let me give some
make
context.
Sense when I read it. Yeah.
In 2018, Netflix shut Apple down. So in other words, you could download the Netflix app on your phone. You still can, right? But you can't sign up for a Netflix subscription inside the app because Netflix did not want to give their 30% cut to Apple. Okay. When Netflix introduced games, it is a separate app that you download. Okay. So it's not the main Netflix app. It's a separate app. Okay. That app, you can sign up for a Netflix subscription through that app because to play the games, you need a Netflix subscription. It's no different than the video subscription, right? It's not a separate game subscription. And so in some ways it's a loophole. Like Netflix is okay with people downloading the games app and signing up for a Netflix subscription in app and giving the 30% cut to Apple. You can't do it in the main Netflix app, but you can do it in the Netflix games app.
That is interesting. Now it makes sense to me. I don't know what to make of that.
Is this purposeful, you think, or just
that was
coincidental loophole in your mind?
I would assume, it's not like this just slipped through the cracks and like they didn't realize like, oh crap, like the developers put that in there. Like, damn. My cynical take is that they probably don't care because I doubt that this Netflix games thing is going to drive a single more subscriber. Like literally the overlap of people who are playing Netflix mobile games and who have a Netflix subscription already is a circle. Like the Venn diagram is literally a circle. It's there is not a single person who's like, oh my God, there's this new thing called Netflix that has games. Like, oh, and they do streaming video too. Like, this is great. I should sign up for it. Like, wow. So maybe they just didn't care, but I do agree. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing to note.
It's interesting that the tone has softened, right, Jimmy? I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. I look at it and I say, two immediate things, right? Mobile's the future, gaming's the future. Obvious things that we know, things that we talk about each week, things that are being acknowledged here, or at least asserted through mega business decisions such as this. The thing that I'm thinking of now is, when do they allow subscription signups through the App Store on the main Netflix app? When do they reverse that policy, or because that's really the logical next step.
Are you implying that?
That's what I'm implying. That's
So
what.
why would they do that?
That's the point of interest to me, because for the people that aren't Netflix subscribers, they're I don't know, why would they do it on mobile, keep it off on their streaming service to get into more mobile hands, sure, to share revenue there, sure, but like as the world turns mobile, as we game, as we consume all of our content and all of our media on mobile, is Netflix eventually going to relax that as well for their other products? I don't know. That's what I'm looking at. And again, it's half baked and sounds half baked, but that's what I want to see happen here, or that's a bigger story to me, honestly.
I guess the math that they're doing, and I'm sure they have reams and reams of data, is like, how many people are they losing because it's an extra step, right? Like, are there a lot of people that are downloading the Netflix app on their phone, and then when they go to subscribe, it's like, okay, you have to go to the website to subscribe and come back. Like, if it shows they're losing a ton of people, and because of that extra friction, and it makes up for that 30% they're going to give away, then I think they'll eventually make that move. But 30% is a lot. So, I don't know if they're losing enough people for that, to make sense, because that's the only reason why they would do it. Otherwise, it's like, there's no value to them in paying Apple if they don't have to.
They're not losing huge amounts anyways, right? Like Netflix is continues to grow their subscriber base. It's not like there's massive amounts of pain. Antonio says streamers fighting each other is trending. Well, I don't know if me and Tim Sweeney would be categorized as streamers.
Content creators, celebrities, business titans,
multi-billionaires. Yeah, I don't think anyone would pay Antonio to watch me and Tim Sweeney go at it in a boxing ring.